Hello, welcome to Offside and On Tap. Again, it's me, Tricky, second time this week after doing Monday's show for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games. Lucky you guys. Hope you're all doing really well. I'm feeling much better than I was on Monday after some strong medication. It's definitely taking the edge off the pain in the sternum and the ribs. I'm back. I'm here for Friday doing the predictions for this weekend. What else would you do on a Friday night? Go and watch the cricket highlights. Let's not talk about that. It's been horrendous again. For any of you cricket fans out there, I'm really enjoying myself sleeping again. I've got some energy back, and I've also had 9 days straight at work and amongst all that. So yeah, it's been a bit of a long, old week. Had a day off today with a little one. Thanks for joining me again. Weekly beer. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to do it. I'm not going for any old ale either. I'm going big, which is probably daft considering the state of me this week. So I saw this in Sainsbury's. It's another BREWDOG. It's another BREWDOG drink. I've had a few of those in this series. And I've got this little beauty, triple Hazy Jane. So there's Hazy Jane, and I've seen double Hazy Jane, but then I've come across this just randomly there, triple Hazy Jane. What can I tell you about triple Hazy Jane? Well, I'm going to open it first. Obviously, another BREWDOG special. It's 9.5% alcohol. 9.5%. That's going to be quite interesting. It's a 440 millilitre can. It cost me £4.75. This can from Sainsbury's. It's not a cheap drink, but it's never going to be when it's got that much alcohol content. Peach, mango, apricot flavours. The last time I had a BREWDOG drink that was anywhere near this strong, I actually passed out in the bathroom and nearly smashed my head through the bath. So this could be an interesting one. Let's have a try of it, folks. It tastes just like Hazy Jane, if I'm honest, but I'm sure the effects, if you had quite a few of these, would be quite strong compared. So that's lovely. Yeah, triple Hazy Jane. Nice little can as well. Nice design. It's some new design apparently. It's been in production since last year, so if I don't kill myself with it, I might have some more of these in the future as well. So this week's drink of choice, triple Hazy Jane. Cheers everybody, cheers. So, talking points from the midweek games. Midweek madness, it's never predictable as such, is it, with the midweek games? A lot of things happen that are strange, and there's a lot of action, a lot of goals. Arsenal saw off Brentford, brave Brentford team in the end, the resistance they put up. Arsenal fans watching the game, the supporters did sound very nervy, right up until Saka scored that goal right at the end in stoppage time. And they lost another centre-back. Well, they have lost another centre-back. It's been released a couple of hours ago. Mascara's going to be out for several weeks, having already got Saliba and Gabriel out. Good job they've got a massive roster of defenders, isn't it? Also concerns over Declan Rice, which would be a bigger concern because he's just pivotal to everything that Arsenal do in the middle of the pitch. Also set piece taker as well, and as we know, lots of set piece goals from Arsenal this season. So he'd be a massive miss. Obviously captain as well. So they're hoping he's going to be fit. And they have lost defenders, but they can replace them. They've got Timber and Lewis Sky on the bench for the game. Timber came on for Mascara. They always look a threat, Arsenal. Always look a threat. Everything they do at the moment look like they're going to score, and they just look every inch of champion-elect for me, especially compared to the other title protagonists in the league. They've managed to make Mourinho look like an actual striker. He's obviously been doing a job for him because of the amount of injuries they've had up top. And you wouldn't necessarily start Gyökeres ahead of him at the moment. I think if it's working well and he's scoring goals, yes, you've paid a lot of money for Gyökeres, but you keep going with it, keep rolling the dice, Mourinho. If it doesn't then work out, you've got him on the bench. Jesus come back as well, he's on the bench, and Havertz still to come back. So as you're getting Arsenal getting all your strikers back, you're losing all your defenders. It's like someone's got something in for you there, haven't they? Possibly a Tottenham fan. Incredible game at the Cottage as well, Fulham versus Man City. Watching the Newcastle game and just seeing in the little corner of the screen the goals going in, Man City and Fulham. Their first half was crazy. So Man City went 5-1 up, and then the goals started going in the other end for Fulham, and it's got to the point where I was actually it was half-time Newcastle and Spurs, and I was watching the Man City Fulham game and forgot to switch back for the second half, so I missed the first 3 or 4 minutes because I was engrossed in the Man City game thinking, well, if Fulham pull this back from 5-1 down and get a result, that's the years. I think Newcastle done that against Arsenal in the past where they've actually got a result from 4 goals behind in the Premier League, and it looked like it could happen, and they were playing so well in that second half. Man City fought off the accelerator. Don't know what happened. Pep was pulling what little hair he's got, if any. It was going mad. Josh King looks a real player. He was doing everything for them. He was running around the pitch like a man possessed and trying to drive them forward. But ultimately they lost the game. Man City need to win that, because if they didn't, they'd have lost ground on Arsenal, and they can't afford to lose any ground on Arsenal. Got to stay within 2 wins of them. Haaland's 100th Premier League goal. Predicted that one. Obviously it's not our prediction to do that, but he did get it. What a great finish! Ball into the box, and his feet, he just never moved them. He just sort of little draw back, smashed it in past the keeper, not saving that. 100th Premier League goal in 112 appearances in the Premier League. It's just sick. If he stays in the Premier League his whole career, forget Alan Shearer's record, he's going to be 300 plus goals easily at a canter in the Premier League, and that would be very difficult to beat any future players. I don't think he'll be in the Premier League for his career. I don't think that'll happen. He's always been up with Real Madrid. There's obviously other big teams, Barcelona's and the like as well, that would take him in an instant. So will he stay the course? Possibly not. But he's certainly got a chance of beating Shearer's record, even if he doesn't, the way he's going. The defence needs sorting for Man City. It's a big worry still, conceding 4 goals, even with the quality you've got. And even big Donnarumma, he looked shaky. He looked shaky at, in that game as well by the events that took place. So, yeah, lots of work still to do for Man City. Liverpool, boring Liverpool. Put the game on Wednesday night. Did a late, got back from work. Put the game on, Liverpool versus Sunderland. Ballfest, no atmosphere. I joke about it, but really, Liverpool fans, for 90% of a game, I don't hear, unless you're winning or you've scored a goal, you just don't hear Liverpool fans. And whether it's because there's so many tourists in the ground, I just don't understand it. It was boring football. Yes, Sunderland, they did a job. They set up 5-4-1 to nullify Liverpool. But Liverpool just didn't look like scoring. And they did score very late on, but it just didn't look like they were going to penetrate Sunderland. If anything, it looked like Sunderland might score again. Sunderland did what they wanted to do. Counter-attack, athletic midfield players got forward. But a draw, yeah, they'd be disappointed after being ahead for so long to only draw, but away from home, a draw is nothing to be sniffed at Anfield, especially the way Sunderland keep winning at home. If you're averaging 4 points every couple of games, home and away, you're going to be up there on the table. So how long can they sustain that for, especially with players leaving for the African nations? It's tough one not to know. But yeah, just in the end, end up turnover and watching the Leeds versus Chelsea game, much more fast paced. Leeds fans are fantastic. Even if they're losing, they still create an absolute astonishing atmosphere. Brilliant. Glad they're back in the Premier League for that reason. But yeah, I turned over. Every intention to watch that game. Liverpool, Sunderland, had to change over. Aston Villa, third place. Where's that come from? They were bottom 3 after 6 games. Not won a game, not scored a goal even, I don't think, for 6 games or something crazy like that. And they've gone on to 3rd place. And not many people go to Brighton and score 2-3 goals. And then it took 4 goals Villa to beat Brighton, to put them away. And Ollie Watkins actually contributed this time, so that's good to see for Villa fans, potentially England fans, if he does manage to get on a run before the World Cup, get back into the team. Couldn't believe this. Aston Villa, joint most wins in the Premier League since March. 16 wins, joint with Man City. Despite that start as well. So they've got a massive opportunity to beat Arsenal in their own backyard, go within 3 points of Arsenal, put themselves right in the middle of a title race. What odds would you have got on that after 6 games? It's astonishing play. Unai Emery, again, world-class manager, proven world-class manager. Now he's doing it in the Premier League for Aston Villa, and yeah, they're doing really well despite that start, as I say. And then the most frustrating thing this week, VAR. Again, I hate to bring it up, but actually on the way home on Wednesday night, listening to the reporters on TalkSport, at the Wolves versus Nottingham Forest game, the reporter comes on and says there's been a goal, fantastic, goes off, and then comes back, there's a VAR decision to be made on an offside. And then they watch it once, you listen to the commentator, it's definitely going to be offside, this. Anyway, they hold it on for 5.5 minutes because VAR can't make a decision. They can't make a decision. You watch the replay, it's the most obvious thing in the world. And Doyle's in front of the keeper, Sam Johnston, as the ball's headed in by Jesus. Anyone can see, any clown can see that. Why is it taking over 5 minutes to make a decision on something so obvious? There's a massive communication issue there. There's 6 officials per Premier League game. You've got your referee, your 2 linesmen, your 4th official, and you've got the 2 VAR referees as well. How do 6 people not make a decision that quickly on something so obvious? It's fucking embarrassing, if I'm honest. It is really embarrassing. It's really annoying for fans in the ground, not knowing what's going on, the players stood around, potentially going to get injured because they're running cold again, having to start up again. I'm just sick of it. VAR, it's rotten to the core. It's almost like it's been, I don't know, misused by people on purpose because it's that bad. Major overhaul needed. It's been in the Premier League for 6 seasons now, 5 seasons. It's worse than ever. It's a real piss take, and I've had enough of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did put a lot of Premier League fans off, and they end up just going to their local club instead because it's just not good enough. It's poor. So the best to last, Newcastle now dropped 11 points from winning possessions this season. It's so frustrating because we've got such a great team, a squad of, especially the front 11, the first 11, who could easily be in the position Villa are in now, or better, whereby in a title chase, we're bouncing over competitions, Champions League, doing well in the League Cup, doing well in those competitions, but we've had the opportunities in the league to be up there, to be right in the mix, and we've just let it go time after time after time, especially against teams like Tottenham, who we drew 2-2 with obviously on Tuesday. Should never have been a draw. Going ahead with Bruno, I thought, fantastic, we're probably going to get a second goal, kill it off. No, Tottenham got the other end, first shot on target, goal, typical Newcastle. And then we get the penalty, which I was talking to my mate James about this on text as it was happening, and I says, it probably is a penalty, to be fair. Dan Burn, he's trying to get to the ball, and defender, I think it was, who was it now? I can't remember the player. I'll come back to it. I can't remember, it was an Everton defender anyway. Grabbing on, he's not looking at the ball, and he's pulled him down. Dan Burn's got his arms out trying to get there. He's not holding the player, and he goes down. For me, it's penalty. I think Jamie Carragher was on commentary. I don't think he was very happy with the decision, but tough. It was a penalty for me. If it was a Liverpool player, he'd have been all over that. He'd have been saying it's a penalty. Gordon puts it in. It's the only thing Gordon did in when he came on, to be fair. Him and Elanga, no threat. 2 pacey players, fantastic players, both cost a lot of money, come onto the pitch, and they're no better than anyone else who we've ever had in the past in those positions, because they just haven't had anything. Cost a lot of money, and there's just no threat from them, so it's leaving us with Murphy, Barnes to do the job. These are the players that were supposed to be supporting those two, ultimately. We're going to have this world-class front 3 at the start of the season of Isak, Gordon, Elanga, pace, power, goals. And to be fair, obviously Isak's gone, and those two aren't doing the business. It's Harvey Barnes, Jacob Murphy, who were doing it for us. The fullbacks have come back in, Livramento and Hull, loving them. They're brilliant, they're fantastic. They're not both the England fullbacks within the next 2 seasons, then I don't want to think, because they are absolute dynamite, fantastic players. I didn't like Eddie Howe bringing on Fabian Schär towards the end for bringing Lewis Miley off. Ultimately, you're just going, right, 5 minutes, just go and hit us, Tottenham. Go and get balls into the box. We're just going to sit in. We're not going to go out and attack. We're not going to threaten you. We're only 1 goal ahead. And obviously, they get the spawny overhead kick. Poor punch from Ramsdale. Yeah, he's not going to be the one ultimately who we get in goals permanently, and Pope's replaced. He's not good enough. And that's going to upset my mate Lewis, because he's an Arsenal fan and he loved him when he was there, but he's not the real deal, mate. He really isn't. We need to sign someone who's going to take us to the next level, help us, like City done with Donnarumma again. Punched up in the air, overhead kick, it's either his knee or his shin, and it's bobbled in through 3 defenders. Dan Burn again to blame for me, and Ramsdale don't get anywhere near it, and it's really, really frustrating. Go to bed pissed off, and yeah, it's just not good enough. So they're the main talking points for me this week. So let's get into it. Should we get into some? And in fact, before we do that, let's go on because there's points. I only did the video on Monday night, so the game started on Tuesday. Didn't give people very much time to comment, but thanks to Wrighty, you did comment on Wednesday morning, I think it was. You got 7 predictions in, and to be fair, you got the same amount of points with your 7 games as my 10. I only got 3 results correct. It's a really tough week this week. There's lots of goals and mad things going on, as there often is midweek. I got 3 correct results, and Wrighty got just the 1 correct result with the correct score, which was Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. So you drew with me, even though you had 3 opportunities less, mate. So fair play, both struggled, but you got that in the bag. So that was week 14 for you in a nutshell. Let's get on to the predictions for this weekend, week 15 of the Premier League. So I'm just going to rattle through these, to be fair, because I've talked a lot there about the ongoings of the week so far. You've already watched one show. So week 15, we've got Aston Villa versus Arsenal. I think it's 12:30 kickoff. Obviously a dodgy one, can be a dodgy one for a lot of teams, being the first game at 12:30. I fancy this to be a very sort of low scoring game. Don't think there'll be much in it at all. Both teams won't want to lose. Arsenal probably would be the happiest side with a draw, just to keep the gap between them and Villa at 6 points, keep them at arm's length. Obviously missing players as well, potentially missing Rice, Mascara definitely, Saliba and Gabriel as well. Got the attackers back, so might be a little bit more threat again all round up top. Aston Villa would love to keep the running going of not losing a game. I think it's 8 unbeaten, probably 8 unbeaten in the league now, 7 wins from that, put them in the position they're in. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 result. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Villa will get something from the game, and Arsenal would be happy with a draw as well. Aston Villa have only lost 1 of the last 25 home Premier League games as well, and that was last August. That was the August before, when they played Arsenal, and Arsenal won that game. So that was the last time. So absolutely phenomenal at home. Don't fancy them losing again. Bournemouth versus Chelsea again. I think it's going to be a tough one to call this, because Bournemouth haven't won a game for a long time, and it's come at the same time as Semenyu's been out. He's not been playing. When he has played, he's not scored, and their form's dropped right off. So does that make them a one-man team? Don't know. Might be. If it was Robbo, he'd probably be saying yes. And Chelsea, awful against Leeds. Looked so open. Leeds tore them apart at will, and probably could have scored even more goals. The back 4-5, including the keeper, just look awful. So shaky. Give you no confidence at all. Can't play a pass into midfield at all very confidently. It could be a game of 2 teams struggling to get consistency. Certainly Chelsea, they go up and down, and they win a game, lose a game, win a game. Eventually they're going to drop slightly outside the top 4, I'd imagine. But they have got potential. Palmer coming back in. Neto's playing well. Obviously they've got Pedro and Delap. So they've got lots of attacking options again. Just got to find the right blend and right balance of those players now and put the right players in. I think, unlike the last game, I think there'll be quite a few goals in this game. So I'm going to go for Desmond. I'm going to go for 2-2. Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 2. And we've got Everton versus Nottingham Forest next. So Sean Dyche taking his Nottingham Forest team, the team that he's really playing really well again, and getting them out of trouble. I can't see them being in any trouble later on in the season. They're going to be back up towards the top 10, potentially. Everton all right at home in the new stadium, doing well. But Nottingham Forest have won the last 3 times that they've played in Merseyside in the Premier League, including a win against Liverpool this season, which was very impressive. Obviously 3-0 Anfield. Everton, fewest shots on target in the Premier League this season with just 41. It's an average of about 2.6 a game. So, Again, another tough one. I think they're all tough at this season. Can't really call them, but I fancy Sean Dyche to spring a surprise against his old team. I'm going to go for Everton 1, Nottingham Forest 2, Igor Jesus. I think he's going to score again. I really do. I just think they've got a good side, and especially from home, they're coming good again now. Next, Man City versus Sunderland. Man City, won last 6 games versus Sunderland in the Premier League, and really strong at home again. And Sunderland have never ever won in the Premier League at Manchester City as well. So I know Sunderland have put a good results there at Anfield, but can they go again? Can they keep going to the well, getting results against these teams, or is it ultimately going to come at some point where they lose? I think they're going to lose. I think Sunderland are going to lose. I think it's going to go. I'm going to go for Manchester City to win 2-0 against Sunderland at the Etihad. Next, I'm just going to have a quick drink actually. It's very nice, but you have to drink this sort of stuff slow. Let's put that down a second. Where are we? Newcastle, NUFC versus Burnley. A game we have to win. If we don't win this game, then Eddie Howe, what can you say? He won't probably feel the pressure, but people will start throwing some perhaps insults his way or the team's way, because things haven't gone to plan so far in the league this season, down the bottom half for most of it. However, Newcastle have won the last 6 against Burnley in the Premier League, and Burnley are on a 5-game losing streak in the Premier League, and they've also taken the fewest shots at goal this season. I just can't see any other scoreline other than a home win here. I'm going to go for Newcastle to win 2-0, and I really hope that if Alanga or Gordon play, they contribute, they do something good, get their seasons up and running. Especially Gordon, it's until recently he was probably England's first choice left winger. There's people coming back into form, and you're going to end up with Phil Foden playing the left wing again like last World Cup. Don't want that. Just don't want that. He's playing really well, Foden, but he's not a left winger. But he trying to squeeze him in. Anyway, less of England talk. Tottenham Hotspur at home, where they've been poor this season, against Brentford, London derby. Spurs have lost only 1 of the last 8 Premier League games against Brentford, and Brentford have won 3 of 16 of the last London Premier League derbies. Spurs have got to go out and score early, put the foot on the gas, try and take Brentford out, because Brentford are a good, strong, physical team. They don't do well away from home, but they could be a challenge to Spurs if they can get under the skin and get a goal and put Spurs under some real pressure at home. Thomas Frank's feeling that, and I think Spurs will win. And again, free scoring game, fancying this. I'm going to go for Spurs home win. Not confident, but I'm going to go Spurs home win 3-1 against Brentford. Brentford done really well this season, done better than I expected, but fancy them to lose again this week. We got Leeds at home to Liverpool. It's an exciting game this. Really got some great memories of past games from the 90s in the Premier League, these two teams. And Leeds beat Chelsea unexpectedly. Peter Crouch called it actually on his podcast. He said Leeds would win 2-1, and he wasn't far wrong, was he? He wasn't far wrong. Leeds got the extra goal at the end. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he looks fit, he looks ready to go, he looks really good. Premier League signing this season, if he can score another 10 goals, keep them up, potentially. The whole team looks really good though, looks energised. Yes, Daniel Farke hasn't got that many results recently, but that game certainly helps to keep him in the position a little bit longer. Liverpool, what can you say? Liverpool, it's not going well. However, when Liverpool have scored the first goal, they've won all 7 times that they've scored first, and I think they've got to stop winning eventually. I'm going to go for Liverpool to sneak this one again, not confident, going for 2-1 Liverpool. Brighton versus West Ham United, who under Nuno have started playing well again, tried a few different players in the midfield, and got a result against Man United on Thursday night, 1-1, late equaliser. But Brighton at home, imperious, other than the other night against Villa, but Villa again playing exceptionally well under Emery. Brighton have scored the most times against West Ham than any other Premier League side, so got that in their favour. and West Ham have only won once out of 16 attempts against Brighton, and West Ham is still looking up the table trying to pick results and catch up the pack. Going to go for Brighton to win 2-1 at home to West Ham. Then we've got another London derby, there's plenty of them about. Fulham versus Crystal Palace. Fulham looking to put distance between themselves and the bottom 5 teams with another result here. They're playing okay, Fulham. They're exciting to watch. They've got some good young players in the team. Still to see the best of Kevin, record signing, but he might well come good at some stage this season. Got a couple of good strikers up top who will get them goals and keep them out of trouble. And then Crystal Palace, only Arsenal have kept more clean sheets than Crystal Palace this season. Consistent team normally, got a shape that suits them and their team. Possibly a little bit of lacking in squad depth if games start to catch up with them, balancing European football in the league. I'm going to pick another draw here for this game. I'm going to go for Fulham 1, Crystal Palace 1. And then finishing on Monday night football, we've got League Wooden Spoon boys, Wolves against Manchester United. Yeah, Wolves are going to finish bottom. That's why I'm saying Wooden Spoon. I can't see them finishing anywhere else at the minute. Wolves did the double last season against Man United, unbelievably, last season. And Man United are unbeaten in the last 4 away games, having not won for 8 prior to that. Man United, it's a strange one. 1 week they were out there on the turn, coming good. The next they look like they can't beat the under-21s team. That's how it's going for them this season. They're going much better. They're doing much better than they were. But I'm going to go. Obviously, there's only one way I can go with this. I'm going to go for Wolves 0, Man United 3. Mason Mount, if he plays, probably get a goal or 2. I'm going to go for that. There's a little bit of caveat. So that's my week 15 predictions. Go straight into Trickys Treble. Lost the bet that I put on midweek. Didn't do a treble. Did the 6-fold. Did the teams, 6 teams over 1.5 goals, and a couple of those sides let me down. Mainly Liverpool again, and also Chelsea. So no money for that. Back to the normal, back to a treble. So I'm going to go for Newcastle to beat Burnley, Spurs to beat Brentford, and Brighton to beat West Ham United. £5 stake with Ladbrokes returns £23.92 total. So if I win, half of that money goes to Dementia UK, and that would be £11.96. Keep going, keep trying, plugging away. Something's got to turn on that. Still got lots of opportunities, 24 opportunities. Can it start here? I really hope so. Got to add to that £10 that's in there for the pot already for Dementia UK. It's a good cause, so we want that to come good. And that's it. I'm going to shut up because I need to rest. I need to go. I've got to work tomorrow. I'm going to finish this drink somehow as well. It's still got half the can left. So if your team's playing this weekend, all the best to your team. If you want to comment your score predictions, that'd be great. Get involved. 1 point for a correct result, 3 points for the correct scoreline, so maximum of 30 points. Can you beat Tricky? Can you beat Wrighty? Wrighty's still got the highest score this season, 11 points in week 10. Like the video if you've liked it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm 3 subscribers away from 50, which would mean I could do live videos in the future, which opens up some options for me. That'd be mega. Cheers to everyone, have a great weekend, enjoy the football, enjoy the Formula 1, the cricket we won't mention again. Anyway, everyone, cheers.